By the late 1990s, Hollywood had found a comfortable, highly profitable formula. Studios were leaning heavily into emerging computer graphics, pumping out brightly colored, campy superhero movies that functioned mostly as vehicles to sell toys. But navigating this system was a director who actively rejects modern convenience. Christopher Nolan refuses to carry a smartphone. He doesn't have a personal email address. If he needs to make a call, he borrows a phone, ensuring that digital noise never fractures his focus. He never even went to film school. Instead, he studied English literature at University College London. He chose the school specifically for its film society, where he spent his free time teaching himself the mechanical, physical process of cutting and splicing film. That self-taught indie kid eventually grew into a filmmaker so dominant that his work forced the Academy Awards to expand the number of movies allowed to compete for Best Picture. He achieved this without adapting to the digital assembly line. He bent the entire studio system to his exact specifications, weaponizing physical reality to make movies his way. When Nolan made his 1998 debut feature, Following, his entire budget was a mere $6,000. Physical film stock was incredibly expensive, so he and his actors rehearsed endlessly on weekends. By the time cameras rolled, they had to nail every scene in a single take. Without the money for scale or spectacle, Christopher and his brother Jonathan realized they had to generate thrill through the architecture of the story itself. That limitation birthed the 2000 thriller Memento. To engineer suspense, they created two timelines. Black and white scenes push the narrative forward chronologically, while full-color scenes run backward. As the movie plays out, these opposing threads march toward each other, finally colliding at the end of the film, the exact middle of the story. Proving that a film's structural complexity could captivate a global audience as effectively as a massive car chase showed executives that Nolan didn't need a massive CGI budget to succeed. That ingenuity earned him the studio's trust. When he approached Warner Brothers to reboot a dead superhero franchise, he pitched Batman Begins as a psychological study of fear and trauma. To ground the character in absolute reality, he kept the iconic Batsuit completely off-screen for the first hour of the movie. He pushed that raw autonomy even further in The Dark Knight. Nolan handed a handheld camera directly to Heath Ledger and gave him total creative control to shoot the Joker's raw, amateur-style hostage videos himself. The film shattered expectations, crossing $1 billion at the box office. Its massive cultural impact and subsequent Best Picture snub forced the Academy to expand its nomination ballot from 5 films to 10, a shift still known in the industry as the Dark Knight rule. Taking a character known for cheap punchlines and placing him in a gritty, serious world handed Nolan the ultimate Hollywood prize. He now had a blank check to dictate his own production terms. While the rest of the industry rendered their worlds on green screens, Nolan used his massive budgets to build reality. For Inception, he constructed a massive, physically rotating hotel hallway. For Interstellar, he refused digital crops, so his team planted 500 acres of real corn in Canada, filmed it, and then sold the harvest for a profit. For the film Tenet, when the script called for an airplane crash, Nolan ran the numbers and decided it was more efficient to purchase an actual decommissioned Boeing 747 and physically ram it into a building rather than rely on visual effects. In Tenet, he explored the concept of time inversion, a manipulation of entropy where reality and physics move backward, creating a world far more complex than simple narrative flashbacks. To ensure these massive practical stunts looked exactly as he envisioned, he banned the use of second-unit directors. He shoots nearly every single frame himself, often dragging heavy, cumbersome 70mm IMAX cameras to some of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. Nolan's insistence on practical effects creates a subconscious weight on screen. When an actor is breathing real dust or a massive vehicle is actually destroyed on set, audiences feel a physical danger that computers cannot replicate. That singular devotion to the theatrical experience set the stage for a massive collision in 2020. During the peak of the pandemic, Warner Brothers suddenly announced they would dump their entire upcoming slate of films onto their HBO Max streaming platform without consulting the filmmakers involved. Nolan viewed this as a betrayal of cinema itself. In response, he severed a highly lucrative 20-year partnership with the studio, walking away from the executives who had backed his biggest hits. He took his next script straight to Universal Studios, demanding total creative control and a strict, non-negotiable window of over 100 days exclusively in theaters. He placed this massive gamble on a 3-hour historical drama about J. Robert Oppenheimer. The risk paid off spectacularly. The film grossed nearly $1 billion worldwide and dominated the Academy Awards, securing 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. Walking away from his legacy studio to protect a principle proved that the name Christopher Nolan carries more weight than the studio system itself. Now he is pushing his obsessions even further. His next project is a $250 million adaptation of the ancient Greek epic, the Odyssey. It will be shot entirely on IMAX and entirely practical, with Nolan even requiring his actors to grow real beards to avoid the use of artificial hair on set. We live in an industry increasingly dominated by digital shortcuts, yet the filmmaker achieving the highest level of success is the one proving that the ultimate cinematic spectacle is the tangible, uncompromising obsession of a human being.